Hi guys, I've decided to make a scratching post/bed for my cat because she's not allowed to scratch my furniture anymore. First, I cleaned up a branch that I got from my front yard and cut it to a decent length. Many of us have things around the house that don't want to throw away, so what I like to do is repurpose them and give them new life. This is a good size, so I'll start here. Now I'm gonna sand it down to make it nice and smooth. When I finish sanding it, I am going to attach it to the base, which is a chopping block that was in my garage. This is the place I chose to secure the branch. First, I drilled a pilot hole to screw it down easily. Also to prevent the branch from splitting. I had this decorative metal leaf in my patio that I will use as the base of the bed. I cut one side of the branch in the shape of the angle of the leaf, like so. Now I'm marking where the notch is going to be for the leaf to sit in. I need the notch to be the perfect size so that the leaf can fit snug. Here I am cutting the notch so that it is the same thickness as the leaf. Using my screwdriver to scoop out the excess wood. Making sure that I get everything out. Next, I wedge a sanding paper in the notch to remove the rough edges. Excuse the wobbliness. It is hard to use one hand to film and the other two sand at the same time. Now I'm finding the best area to screw down the leaf. I'm using an impact tool to make a hole in the metal because it's hard for the screw to pierce through. That way I can reinforce it with a couple of screws. There we go. And this is how it is looking like so far. I'm trimming the wood down to my liking. Since the stem was unnecessary for my project, I just chopped it off. Make sure you're wearing protective gear. I felt that it was missing something. I tend to work instinctively, and when I saw this piece, I thought that this was a perfect addition. I am looking for a drill bit the same width as the iron piece. That way I can drill a hole in the wood so that the iron pieces can fit tightly. I stole some electrical wire from my husband because it's quite malleable so that I could make an identical pattern of the iron piece without having to cut the real thing. That way, I know how much I would need to cut. As you can see, I am picking and choosing which section I prefer as well as the length. Now that I am satisfied, I am cutting the pieces I like. And remember, be safe. What I am doing here is figuring out the angle of how I want the iron piece to sit. so that it supports the leaf nicely. I sanded down the rough edges of the wire to make it easy to slide it down. Here is when I noticed that the angle was too inclined, which made the piece sit too low. So to fix that, I will be changing the angle of the drill bit more vertical, where it hopefully makes the piece sit where it is supposed to be. I'm turning the base over, that way I can use the other iron piece I've cut, and repeat the exact same process as the first. I'm checking out the angle I need as I did before. Nice and sturdy. This is great for both support and aesthetic. I will be using Butcher's Block finishing oil because I needed some color and for it to be pet friendly. Now that the sealer is dry, I'm going to wrap this rope that I got at my local hardware store around the branch. I made a guideline here to show me how thick the bed cushion is, that way the rope doesn't get in the way. I split the end of the rope to flatten it and then secured it with the staple gun, so when I wrap the rope it does not bulk up. As I was wrapping the rope, I made sure to keep the tension really tight since it is very important that it will not budge later. I am unraveling this end as well, but this time I am weaving it through the top 2 loops. Making sure I am pulling the rope tightly. I then stapled the rope down where the cat would not be able to scratch, keeping it safe. The staples are optional. I'm just obsessed with over-securing all my projects. Then cut off the excess rope. Repeat the same process for below the leaf. And to make the cushion, I placed aluminum foil on the leaf to make the pattern. And then I use about a yard of fabric to make the cushion. And this is the final product. I hope you like it as much as I do.